We're back. What is happening, beautiful people of the YouTube? We are back. Welcome back. If it's your first time, sit back, relax, grab a meal, go do some cardio, do whatever. We're back with a new series, episode 1 of the debut. I think that's a good name. To be honest, I ran it through ChatGPT a couple of times just to make sure I found the best name that it could possibly give me. And the debut. It's got a bit of oomph to it, so we're going to go with the debut. So the debut, episode 1. Today is day 1 of prep. We are currently, what time are we at in the day? We're currently at just about 9:15. We've been up since 6:30. Morning walk, had a meal, sorted out everything with regards to my plan with my coach Josh. So everything is now in a good spot. In terms of obviously, I know the food and all that sort of stuff that I'm going to be on. Meal plan is all sorted. We've had our first meal, shower, walk. As I said, everything's all good. We've got maybe like a litre and a half of water down as well, which is grand. But yeah, today we are training legs. It is day 1 of prep. Again, day 1 of... It's the first week of 32 weeks, which is scheduled to be 32 weeks. Obviously, we are competing at the UK DFPA Heart of England show. We are then competing at the WNBF First Timers and Novice. We won't be a first timer then, because the first timer show is not the first show of the season, which is crazy work. But anyway, we'll be novice then. PCA Naturals 3 and 4 as a junior. BNBF Scottish as a junior. On the home soil, Perth. It's maybe like an hour drive away from Glasgow, where I am. And then finishing it off with PCA Naturals Ireland as a junior, and potentially Classic Physique as well. Who knows? But yeah, it's going to be a very, very fun one, and I do look forward to documenting it on here on the Instagram. If you don't follow the Instagram, get that followed. I'll put a little pop-up somewhere on the screen now. But yeah, check that out. Everything's is daily on there, and whereas the YouTube is just at like a kind of weekly basis. But yeah, as I kind of spoke about before, my goals with this prep is to leave nothing down to intuition. Leave nothing down to that what if I just done this? What if I didn't binge? Leave nothing down to I said intuition. Leave nothing down to interpretation. I want to leave nothing down to interpretation within this prep, and again, that is where the satisfaction from the whole process comes for me. And obviously, as I said before, I've been quite open and honest about it. I want to win a show. I don't think anyone goes in and is like, yeah, I just want to bring my best, and that's all. Like, everybody wants to win. Anyone with some sort of fire in their belly wants to win a show. It's as simple as that. And obviously, I'm fully understand and I'm fully aware of the fact that I cannot control who turns up, and I can only control the stuff that I can control. Bringing my best, nailing my variables every single day. That's something that I have been doing obviously for the past 70 odd weeks of working with Josh, 70 odd weeks of quote unquote being a bodybuilder. But yeah, I was kind of speaking about this to someone in my work actually as well. Today kind of feels like it's like a Christmas day kind of feeling, like like the day before Christmas, you're like, fucking hell, I'm so excited, like just for the day ahead. But like, that's the way I kind of feel now as well. But it's literally nothing changes. It's just the same life, but with a little less food. We have gone from 250 grams of protein, 675 grams of carbs, 65 grams of fat on a training day, which is just around 4,300 calories, to 220 grams of protein, 450 grams of carbs, and 60 grams of fat. Pardon me, we are above 3,000 calories anyway. Non-training day, from 250 protein, 575 carb, 75 fat, to 220 protein, 400 carb, and 70 fat, which again is just sitting above 3,000 calories again. 6 grams of low salt, 5 grams of pink Himalayan salt, 6 litres of water a day. Cardio is so moderate at the moment. 2 times 20 minutes of cardio a week. I'm going to be getting that done fasted now as well, obviously, because when you do your cardio fasted, like the fat stores is more readily used as energy, as opposed to in a fed state. So yeah, 2 times 20 minutes of cardio. We have got 10k steps a day, although I do a lot of steps, to be fair, when I'm at my work, so that will probably be sitting around 14,000 steps, 15,000 steps a day. And just trying to think, what else have we got? We've got posing rounds, post, push, pull, upper, 3 times rounds, 15-second holds on everything. We've also got that on a Sunday, and then we've got a 45-minute posing call with Mr. Matthew Chapman, the Butcher. We've got that 2 times a month currently, which I'm very, very excited for. We've got that going down this Thursday, which will be very, very exciting. But today we have got Monday legs on the cards. I just need to do a little bit of work on the laptop before then, make my meals, and then head to the gym to train Monday legs and prep. Nothing changes for me in terms of, you know, training, execution, anything. Nothing changes within my training. I'm still going to get after the training the same way as I would, and I still expect to grow through a large majority, maybe not the majority, but a large chunk of this prep. The way I like to see it is, you know, for the first, you know, 12 weeks I want to still be, you know, progressing the logbook to like a fucking really good standard. But again, it's just like a sort of rough guideline, a rough sort of goal that I have for myself, just to sort of keep me, you know, accountable, keep me ticking within my training, because obviously, you know, what builds a muscle is ultimately going to, you know, keep building more muscle, and then when the time comes, hold on to it as well. So yeah, that is all for the intro to the YouTube. I'm very, very excited to crack on with today. Today is a day in the life sort of video, first day of prep. So yeah, I will see you soon. So we have just wrapped up Josh's check-in as well. He is also entering his diet today, starting at that 73 kilo mark, and as I said on the story, looking to be nice and aggressive out the gates. We're in such a good place. We've set it up very, very nicely so that we've got, you know, that long runway to pull food down from, to then not be in a place where the food is like silly low. Expenditure is at a good place to now as well, so we've got a lot of room to push that as well. So literally, as I've literally said on the story a lot of times, like, the setup for your diet, set up for a gaining phase, set up for any phase realistically, is literally half the battle. And especially like in a diet setting as well, you just need to make sure that everything is like really fucking nailed to a T beforehand, and then all it really is, when you have your tools in place, from there, you know, it's such a just execute. This is how Josh is currently looking. We have got a little bit of, the camera is not focusing, that's a current back lat spread, looking really fucking good. A lot of recent improvements, especially, and that comes off the back of just sheer frequency of training clips. To be honest, I'm currently at a spot where I'm just like, send across, literally I want to see every top set of your exercises, every top set of every movement, and you know, from that, any additional stuff as well, just send that across. And again, that attention to detail from myself, and then obviously the effort that Josh is putting in, you know, it kind of, you know, it leaves it almost impossible not to progress at the rate that he's progressing at. So yeah, time is currently 9:46. Work is done. We have got to now go prep today's meals. We've got a little bit less food, as I went over earlier on, so we have a little bit less food to go in, and then we're off to train Monday legs. The Cybex hack is going to get it, and we're also the debut of the logbook today as well, which is very cool. I'm going to have like it's going to be like just a prep logbook realistically, and I've also got, there's like a little page at the back of it where you can like slip things in, so I'm going to get like photos from across prep and stuff like that, and I'll print them off. I'll use free prints, actually, really fucking good. I'll use free prints, and then, you know, some of my favourite memories from across the shows, from across some of my favourite looks, will just get put in that little, you know, in that little pocket. And I do think, obviously, like, documenting it on here and stuff like that, it's going to be very cool to look back on in years to come. You know, not to sound too deep, but like getting kids to watch this sort of stuff, it really does, like, that really, you know, the idea of that really fucking excites me. So yeah, time 9:45. We're about to go cook our meals, and I will see you very shortly. Let's fucking go. We've got a little bit of banana. The pre-meal remains majority unchanged, although we do have a little bit less pasta, 150 grams to 140. Pre-meal is going down. we've got Mike Menza on the TV. Ellie has also got her pasta. It's got a little bit more cheese in it than me. I cannot quite afford for as much cheese as Ellie has, but we're going to get the training footage filmed. I'm going to talk over it as I like to do. I feel like that way I can obviously stay, locked in to the session. I'll show over probably leg extension, hat squat and leg press, and then we'll get on with the rest of the day. So yeah, you will speak to future me. You won't speak to. We will hear from future me very, very shortly. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back post workout. The time is currently maybe 6 o'clock. We've had a post workout meal. We've trained legs. We've also headed to Pit Stop Nutrition to grab some Carbex. I'm not going to say something about Pit Stop now because I'm not sure if the podcast is going to be out yet. Well, I've just said it there anyway. Fuck. But yeah, stay tuned for some news regarding Pit Stop and the podcast. But yeah, training is wrapped up. Very, very productive session. As always said in the caption of the Instagram post, nothing really changes at this point anyway. It's just less food. It's just the same stuff that I'm doing day to day, and I don't think you should get to a diet phase and be like, oh yeah, it's time to lock in. Like, realistically, you should already have your shit in check, weeks and weeks, realistically months and months, but bare minimum weeks and weeks heading into the diet. Again, the setup of how the transition from one phase to another, how you treat one phase directly impacts the next, and it should never just be a case of I'm just going to lock in now the diet started. You realise, as I said, you should have your shit in check, so that it's not like a big drastic change, like a big lifestyle change, a routine change. It should just be the same stuff with a little bit less food, and that's how you can sort of manage a kind of seamless transition between off season to diet, maintaining that high positive routine, high level of adherence, etc, in a gaining phase, in an off season, and again it's going to make that seamless transition through to dieting. But yeah, training session was absolutely bang on this week. What better way to start prep with Monday legs? I'll throw some clips up on the screen right now. I'll move over to the side a little bit, put some clips up around about here just now. Again, just as I say, just top notch. First time actually using a written logbook, and I got to say I'm a big fan. It just keeps you off your phone, which is always a positive. Because I mean, not that I'm every single time I pull up my phone, I'm oh yeah, Instagram, TikTok, it's just a case of you pull up your phone, it's just, again, you're on your phone, it kind of takes you out of the session, and I do think obviously having that bit of paper logbook and something that's tangible, you can hold it, you can almost hold your training sessions. I do think that's a good thing, so I would urge people to try the logbook if you've not, like a written logbook, a physical logbook. But yeah, the session itself, just the usual sort of stuff, nothing's changed. 3 times ab crunches, 2 times calf raise, 2 times seated hamstring curl, 1 time Cybex hack, 2 times adductors, 2 times leg press, 2 times leg extension, and then 1 leg extension set on my left quad. Is a little bit of a different shape to it. Quads and set up slightly differently, so I'm just going to try and balance that out ever so slightly. Although obviously you can't change the shape of a muscle, you can obviously change the size, and that's what we're going for here. Basically, just giving that little bit of extra stimulus. My left leg is going to receive 2 extra sets a week on with leg extension, so we'll see how that goes. We'll obviously monitor it. But yeah, the big lifts, the main sort of lifts of this session, the ones that people would like to see, the Cybex hack, we took a plus 0.5 each side, and we got a matched reps. I was hunting down for that +1 as well, but to be honest, having felt, I didn't actually see because I forgot to press record on a Cybex hack set. How do you even do that? I forgot to press record last week, and having seen how that set moved, having felt rather how that moved last week, in comparison to the last rep this week, it did feel that little bit better. And even Brandon was saying it spotted me last week as well. He was like, that last rep moved really well. He said that it was like, oh yeah, that's still a progression, not knowing that I'd put the weight on it, the extra weight on as well. So again, Brandon spoke about it in his caption. I do think it's very, very valuable, micro loading. Again, most of the time the micro load itself, the 0.5, maybe even 0.25 in many different cases if it comes to, you know, lateral raises, arm work as well. That realistically, again, it's not really the main, you know, form of progression is the way I kind of go for it. Although it is obviously a load progression, you're also looking to get a rep, or I'm also looking to get a rep in most sort of circumstances as well. So it's kind of like a kind of backup, if you like, in a way. So you've got that to not fall back on if you don't get the +1 rep, +2 reps, whatever you're going for. But I do think obviously like there is a definite positive rationale behind, you know, just putting on an extra 0.25, 0.5 aside. When you're obviously at that level of your training where you're not going to be able to take like 0.25 kilo jumps per side a week, 0.125 or 1.25 kilos a week per side to like a movement, again, putting on these little plates is just going to help you, you know, climb that ladder. And over time, realistically, you're adding on a kilo a week. Say if you're 0.5 kilo each side on, like I say, a squat, you're adding on a kilo a week. And if you're adding reps to that too, like it's literally all these little small wins compound over time and become something, you know, so much larger. And before you know it, you're a fuck ton stronger. You've got a lot more reps behind you as well. Again, just it's always going to be a positive, realistically. So yeah, that set was a very, very productive one. As was, I'll throw out the leg press now as well. Very, very productive set. I don't expect anything less. I'm in such a good groove with this movement at the moment. Again, I think it's just like a confidence sort of thing, and I kind of spoke about it a little bit on the Instagram as well. Like I am so confident going into, you know, that set, and especially the last rep. There's not one, you know, ounce of doubt that I'm like, oh fuck, this is a little bit heavy, I'm not going to be able to move this. It's just a case of, you know, the head is screwed firmly on and I'm just, you know, attacking the set in front of me. Taking one rep at a time, bracing, you know, getting a really fucking good inhale in and a really strong brace, and not letting that brace break for the fucking life of me. And again, so confident. That's really the main thing, to be honest. Like, if you think you can run through a wall, if you're running fucking full speed at a wall, if you think you can run through the wall, there's more chance of you running through the wall than if you're thinking run up to the wall. Oh fuck, like realistically, like it's the thing you see people with, like the people that cut their hand through wood, it's that belief that they're going to be able to do it, and if they go full fucking pelt, it doesn't hurt. And if they stop kind of like, oh, there's a little bit of hesitation, they fucking hit the wood and their hand hurts because they don't go through it. So again, that confidence factor is really big and really bringing my training, let's say really, you know, maintaining my training at that really high standard now. And as you'll have seen here, the last rep as well moves very well. I won't have the sound on, but I was just like 3 more when there was 3 more. Like I know exactly what I want when I'm coming for these numbers. But again, it's a case of like, you can have your numbers, but again, don't be married to the numbers in a sense. Like if you want 8 reps in a set, you don't call the set at 8 reps. If your rep range is 6 to 8, you get 8. You don't call the set at 8 reps. You go till realistically there's none left. And again, always wanting to kind of fail, to not fail, rather to, you know, call the set when, you know, there's no more reps left, as opposed to, you know, going to complete failure, because realistically for the most case you'll have more sets after that, which again will be affected if you know, take all those sets to complete and utter, you know, mechanical failure. But yeah, again, really good set. I'll throw up the leg extension as well. No complaints here at all. It's kind of just standard sort of stuff. Getting the most out of the lengthened position. Again, I've got like literally 125 kilos to 10 kilos, which is a 10 on the mid, 125 in the lengthened. So it does make sense for me to be really milking a lot out of the lengthened portion. And again, that's what I'm doing. You will probably see a lot of people who fuck a lot of weight on the top peg and then just really kind of like, it's almost as if they're allergic to actually going into the lengthened portion of the movement. Again, that's just incredibly backwards, in my opinion. But yeah, getting a lot out of the lengthened portion on this leg extension. I've got a little bit more weight on the mid pin when my quads are fresh on my lower day. However, this is after, you know, 2 sets on the leg press, set on the high squat as well, so I'm already a little bit fatigued. So therefore, obviously, the ability to get my quads shot is, you know, it's dropped off quite a fucking bit, realistically. So yeah, that's why we're switching that up and doing that there. The time is currently 8:15 now. I'm just going to get a little bit of this YouTube stuff filmed, more of it. I'm going to try and sort out as much of the financial side of competing as I possibly can, because it's very, very expensive, and that's one bit of advice I would give to people. I can't really give advice with regards to, you know, prep and stuff, because I'm literally a day in. I can't speak on said subject. But one thing I would say is just get your money in check before it. Realistically, it's going to remove that whole element of stress, and it's really, really expensive. Obviously, I'm doing a lot of shows this year. I'm scheduled to do 6 shows. And for, you know, just the entry to these shows, and that's not even including tan, this is just the entry to the shows, albeit for 2 of these 6 shows I'm doing 2 classes, but this is memberships and entry fees, you know, put together. We're looking at like over 750 quid, and that's just to get into the shows. That's not including tan, that's not including travel, that's not including Airbnbs, that's not including food, that's not including, you know, like the video packages as well. So it's a fucking really, really expensive sport. So yeah, get your shit in check financially before you decide, yeah, I want to prep. But yeah, this is it for this sort of segment of the video. I hope you enjoyed the training sort of aspect, the little rundown, my kind of outlook on, you know, training when, you know, the table sort of shifts from surplus to diet. But yeah, I will see you very, very soon. I'm going to just get some stuff sorted, have a look at Airbnbs. I'm not going to book anything realistically, because it's very, very far in advance. I just want to see from a price sort of standpoint, see what damage the bank's getting. But yeah, it's been a very, very enjoyable day so far. I'm a little bit tired, but that's nothing preppy. That's just Monday legs. So yeah, we've got one more final meal. We'll be having that at around 8:15. We had our last meal at just before 7:30. 7:30? No, we didn't. We had our last meal just before 5:30. We usually have like a chicken halloumi sort of sandwich thing on a sourdough, but our carbs have been taken out, and we're just left with some chicken and halloumi. Again, not the worst thing to be left with, to be honest. You know me, I do like my cheese. So yeah, I'm going to speak to you very, very shortly. As I say, I'm just going to get this sort of stuff figured out, see how much it's going to really cost me, and then from there we start the wind down after the last meal. We'll start the wind down to do it all again tomorrow. Very, 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 very beautiful process. The process is the prize, people. The process is the prize. And I've sort of started the gayest thing in the world. I've started my own hashtag as well. So you get on that shit. Start using hashtag listen to your heart. That's my phrase. That's my prep phrase. I've already made it. Listen to your heart. Follow your dreams. Don't listen to fucking anyone if they tell you can't do what you want to do. You know, little bit of motivation to end this sort of clip. So we're back. The time is currently maybe 8:10, 8:15. We are wrapping up today's steps indoors on the walking pad. You know, staying outside. But one thing we've been kind of chilling out, to be fair, towards the end of the day. Getting a lot of stuff for next year, the year ahead, shows sort of stuff kind of planned out, especially obviously that it's not an international show, but the show over in Ireland. That'll be a very, very good one. But yeah, we've kind of toying with the idea now of not doing the UKDFBA Heart of England show in order to be a teen first timer at the WNBF. Who knows? Again, there's one less show. Obviously I do want as much, you know, experience, as much time on stage as I possibly can get, but at the end of the day, like, if it means I can be a first timer, then, you know, kind of need to weigh out the positives and negatives. But yeah, wrapping up today's video. Obviously full sort of day in the life, went over leg training, all that sort of stuff, all that good jazz that everyone seems to really like. But yeah, lots of stuff planned out for shows, so it's very, very exciting for the year ahead. So that is all for episode 1 of the debut. I will see you in the next episode. I have no idea what that is going to be. Maybe a full day of eating, actually. People like to see that sort of stuff. So yeah, that is all from me, and I will see you next time.